Hi guys, welcome to another telecast on Excel. My name is Nono. First, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the comments. I absolutely appreciate it. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post a video. Now, I've been away for a bit, but I'm back. Believe me, I'm back. Okay. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you how we can count the number of unique records in a particular field. Okay, I got this question from a friend, and this was what he was asked to do, and then I'll show you how I went about it. So we had a data set just like this, okay, and then we had different records. All these are records in different fields, okay, and the question was count the number of unique records in each field. Okay, say for example we look at the order priority. Now we have this record low, we have high, okay, but we have high 3 times, so we can't count high more than once because we're looking for the unique. So we have low 1, and then we have high, we have not specified, we have medium. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is counting the unique records. Okay, if we look at the order ID, so we have 293, 293, so we're just going to count 293 once. Okay, well, how can we do that? Okay, I'm going to show you in a bit. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a selection. We're going to select everything. Okay, so we click here, we do Control Shift and right arrow, that's to select everything, okay, till the end on the right, and then we do Control Shift down, select everything, and then we do Control Backspace to jump back to the top. Okay, now it's possible for you to create a name range from a selection, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we come to the Formulas tab, and we come to this particular ribbon here. We can define the name manager, but this is the option here we're going to select, which is create from selection. So we're going to click on this. Now it produces this dialog. Now you see top row, which is what we actually want, so we can uncheck the right column. We're making the names, we're creating the names from the top row, so it means the row ID will be all of what is under it. Okay, and then we click on OK. Now it's done basically. So if you come to the name box here and you click on row ID, for example, you see that it makes the selection of everything. Okay, all right, now we have that. The only thing that you should notice is that when you're creating a named range, you can't have spaces. So you see that on the fields that we had spaces, there's an underscore. Okay, all right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy all these fields here. So Control C, and then we come here to like this sheet, and then we would paste, let's paste it here. Okay, and we're going to transpose it so that we can just put the numbers on the right. Okay, all right, good. So we have this, even though we have to change the format, so I'll just write fields here, and I'll just put number with the hash, something like this. Okay, yeah, okay, so I'm going to use this, so I'll double click on the format painter here, and I'm going to change the format of all of this. Okay, yeah, and then I'm going to italicize this and then remove the, yeah, so I have the fields here, and then I have the number is going to be here. Okay, now the next thing you notice is, like I said, the named range, when you're naming, you can't have spaces, so on all of them there are spaces. So we need to make this particular one match that. So all we can do basically is just to use the replace. Okay, so we select all of this and then do Control H. Okay, so we have this dialog, and then what are we replacing? Okay, let me clear it first. We're going to replace the space. So when we click here, all we need to do is just to hit the space bar once. Okay, that's the space. And what are we replacing the space with? An underscore. Okay, so that's what we do, and then we click on replace all. So everywhere there's a space, we're going to see an underscore. Okay, that's it basically. Now we're going to use 3 different functions to accomplish this, so let me explain. Okay, the first one we're going to use is the indirect. Okay, what the indirect function does is you give it some kind of reference and it returns what is within the cell. For example, if I do indirect and I do C4. Okay, now it converts this reference and returns what is in the cell. Okay, so if I hit enter, you see that it returns what was in C4. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to convert what is in this cell to give us the particular range, because remember that this row ID now is a named range. Okay, so we're going to use indirect to achieve that. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to use the Counta function. Okay, basically the counter just counts the number of non-blanks, okay, whether it's a number or whether it's a text. So if I do counter and I select all of this, it's just going to give me the count, okay, which is 22. Okay, now because in some of the fields we could have numbers, we could have text, we could have either numbers and text together. Okay, so we want a formula that works for all of them, whether they're numbers or text. Okay, now another function we're going to use is one of the dynamic functions in Office 365, which is called unique. Okay, unique basically just returns the number of unique items from a particular range. Okay, say for example I do unique and I come to this field, which is order priority, and then I select everything and I close parentheses and I hit enter. Okay, as you can see, there are only 5 unique records. Okay, low, high, not specified, medium, critical. Okay, so that's great. So we're going to use this to, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do indirect, and I'm going to be explaining it step by step. So we do indirect and we click on this. Now what the indirect function does is it's going to refer to this particular name range. So it's converting this to this particular name range. So if I hit enter, I have 1 and all of this. Okay, now if you come back to this data, right, and we look at row ID, it's returning exactly what is here because that's what we named the row ID. Okay, great. So we have that. Now the next thing we're going to do here is let me step into it. We're going to click we're going to wrap all of this within the unique function. Okay, so and we're going to do this unique and then hit enter. Okay, so this applies, oh sorry, excuse me, we're going to do unique on all of this. Okay, now the formula leaves here, okay, because we're in Office 365. So I almost wanted to fill down. Okay, so it spills automatically. Now the next thing we're going to do is to use the count R. Okay, all right, and then so what this does is this is going to count the unique records. So we're just going to hit enter. All right, so we have the number of unique records for this, and then we're just going to double click and send this down because we have something in the adjacent column, and voila, that's it. So this is how to count the number of unique records in a particular field. I mean, I wanted to do it with one formula, okay, and so that's why I had to. So what I had to do was just to copy all of these fields, paste them here, and then use the functions that I use: indirect, unique, and then the counter. And so we have the count here. Okay, I know there are a myriad of ways we can do this, so if you have another way you can do this, please drop it in the comment section. I would love to see that. Okay, this is how I did it. Okay, thank you so much for watching.